you know the seasons have changed when you wake up in the morning and you've got this thing on that you were wearing in the day and you look like some kind of handmaid or something. The new edition under his eye. Right, you ready for the 199 steps, Stevie?
No.
Are you going to count them?
No.
Oh my god!
Seagull just stole my ice cream out of my hand.
It literally swooped down and took your entire ice cream out of your hand. Right, good evening. Don't normally start a video like this in the evening while I'm out on a run, but that's how we're starting it this week. And that building just over there might give you an idea of what we're doing tomorrow. In fact, what am I talking about? You know what we're doing because you've seen the title and the thumbnail already, but yeah, that's what we're doing. So let's see what tomorrow brings and get this run done before the sun sets, which it is doing very rapidly at the moment. Right, so I've just been for a run. It's still very windy, but at least it's dry. We've also, just to point out, we've come here and we've made the cardinal sin of visiting on a Saturday, which is something we try to avoid at all costs if we can, because you know it's going to be busy. But somehow that's how the chips have landed, and we're going to go exploring Whitby, a popular tourist location, on a Saturday. So I'm not sure what that's going to bring. That being said, it's the colder weather now, so might not be too busy. And why are you wagging your toes in front of my face?
I don't know.
Just to hurry me up again?
No, I just thought it was fun.
One other thing, when we left Scarborough the other day and we said to you we were going to be checking into a campsite, I don't know if anyone else has noticed this. It was a perfectly nice campsite, a little bit expensive, but they're all a bit like that. And it was one of the camping and caravan club, is it, Stephen?
Yeah.
That one. So like about 25 to 30 quid kind of range. Really nice, all the services, you know, good location if you were using it as a base for exploring. But one thing we've always noticed with almost every campsite is that checkout time is 12 usually, which is absolutely fine, no problem with that. But they always shut the toilets and showers from about 10:30 till 12. So the time that you're wanting to pack up and leave is the time that you can't actually get washed and everything. So it's a bit annoying. Luckily that day we were up early, so it was fine. But yeah, I just wondered if anyone else has sort of noticed that, and if they found it a bit inconvenient, if you like. I get why they do it. They're cleaning it for the next set of visitors, but I'm sure, you know, it just seems like the timing's a bit off to me. Maybe it's just us.
Yeah, there's time between 12 and 1, isn't there?
Yeah, you'd think between 12 and 1. Even 11:30, you know, just for that last half an hour, because you're not likely to be showering then. But if you're checking out at 12. And then I've just been for a run. I didn't go down the coast path this time that you saw me doing last night. I went down the 199 steps, which wasn't too bad. But coming back up them was obviously felt like 199 steps. And just saw the old town. It looks like Scarborough's kind of posher cousin, if you like. But let's see if that's true. So we'll go and have a look, have a coffee and go. I just can't ever wrap these sentences up, can I?
Right, stop waffling.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. So we were just about to go out. And this is the scene. It never looks as bad on camera as it does in front of your eyes. But it is raining.
Much like Scarborough Castle in our previous video, this headland has seen human settlements here for over 3,000 years, but the ruins of Whitby Abbey are arguably more grandiose and awe-inspiring than that of its neighbour, and it's easy to see why it's become so iconic and popular. Like with all monasteries, after Henry VIII wiped them out in the 1500s, there isn't a great deal left, but the Gothic shell that remains, looming over town and sea, has long captivated visitors, including, of course, Bram Stoker, whose visit to Whitby partly inspired Dracula in the late 1800s.
Abbey, and it stopped raining. The gods
Still
are on our
bloody
side.
cold.
It is freezing. It's like ice cold. I can feel it in my bones now. So that's not too bad. So we came on a Saturday, and we kind of, despite coming on a Saturday, we've kind of got our wish, and we've pretty much got the Abbey to ourselves. Well, not really, because there's loads of people about, but compared to what a normal Saturday's like, I imagine it's a lot quieter because it was tipping it down with rain earlier. Still, it is freezing. Right, the all-important Steve verdict is in. If you're wondering what that is, by the way, it's our light cord that's dangling in front of the camera. So the all-important Steve verdict is in on Whitby Abbey. Is it just another pile of bricks, Stevie, or what is it? Not quite.
There is something to look at. There is architecture there, so there has interest, but it is. I wouldn't pay £9.50 for that.
To be fair, you wouldn't pay much for anything.
No, I wouldn't.
I mean,
I'd pay a couple of quid for that, if that.
it was hard to enjoy it in the rain, really, wasn't it? Even though it added a certain sense of atmosphere and doom and cold and wet.
No, it's all right. If you like that kind of thing, then yeah, it's all right.
He's nonplussed again. Once again, he's just not bothered.
No.
So we'll move on. Let's see what he thinks of the town. Well, I actually really enjoyed it, and the building, yes, it is just a ruin, but we've seen so many ruins, and this one is quite different because there's so much standing still that you wouldn't expect to be. And it's almost one of those things that potentially looks more impressive as a ruin than it might have done as an original abbey. Actually, probably not, but you see what I mean. I'm sure everybody who's seen Whitby Abbey understands what I mean, because there's so many hollowed out kind of doors and windows and the decorative things at the top. It really looks like some kind of piece of art that's almost intended to be that way. Maybe it's just made up, Stephen. Maybe it was never an abbey. They were they just put some a shell on the hill and just started charging people for it. It doesn't take you long to get round. There's a museum to look at, and there's a few other bits and pieces, but there's not a great deal. And obviously, once you're in the ruins, you just walk around. You can look up and down, take your pictures, and then you come back, and the usual English heritage stuff is there, like a little cafe and stuff. So it's nice, not outstanding, but I would say I was quite impressed by how it looks visually. But once again, I'm just glad we've got our English heritage membership cards, because it's one of those things that you don't have to worry about the price if you're paying for the annual membership. So yeah, and we're not sponsored by English Heritage. No, we're not. But if we were, we'd be sacked because you keep slagging. Well, what I was about to say, if they want to give us a free membership so I can go around slagging off all their buildings, yeah, we are here. I'm sure they'll be knocking on the door any second. Well, no, I'd have to lie if they was paying me, wouldn't I? Well, yeah. I wouldn't. I mean, that would be too much effort.
The Abbey and its association with Dracula have helped Whitby become a thriving hub, but to say it's down to this alone would do a disservice to the town, which is as quaint and pretty a seaside town as you could wish for. Just be prepared for plenty of tourists.
As above, so below, I like to watch you closely. You're looking toward the stars for all the answers that you hold inside you. The cool moonlight takes us tonight. Let our souls collide. Fall into this moment with you when everything aligns. Come around the world with me. If only we could be so lucky. There is so much more that's out there for us to see.
Right, so what is it you said earlier? I can't get chips because I'm on a diet.
I've got it all around my coat and everything.
So what do you call this?
The black cherry Whitby.
Alright, what part of the diet's that then? So we come to Whitby. Obviously, I got my chips in the end. You got your ice cream. It's freezing. It's all very suitably English. It's brilliant. And actually, these are really nice. Oh my god.
Seagull just stole my ice cream out of my hand.
It literally swooped down and took your entire ice cream out of your hand and is gone.
That's why they say don't feed the gulls.
So Steve's lost his ice cream to the seagulls.
No.
I cannot believe that. I wish I caught that on film. It was almost like it was planned. He knew exactly what he was doing. Right, what do we think of Whitby, Stevie?
Yeah, I mean, the seagulls are interesting.
They're very interesting. They're almost like prehistoric.
Yeah. I think I prefer Scarborough.
Why is that?
I feel like this is a bit closed in. It's quite busy. Scarborough's quite open.
Don't forget it's a Saturday though.
Yeah, that's true. No, it's alright.
It's alright. It's alright. It's a sort of thumbs up from Steve, as much as you're going to get from him.
Yeah.
Right, it's very windy. I actually love Whitby. I think it's far prettier than I could ever have imagined. What we're going to do now is we're going to go and find a bar, have a pint, and just have a little wake for Steve's ice cream after it's lost to the monster seagulls, basically. I think that's on the agenda, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we're going to go and do that, find a little bar, and make our way back up the hill to the van. Let's go. Right, you ready for the 199 steps, Stevie?
No.
Are you going to count them?
No.
What number are we on, Stevie?
70.
Have you just made that up? Are you actually counting? Hey, did you count?
I did.
Was it 199?
It was.
Oh, you didn't miss one?
No, I did miss one, but I knew where I missed it.
Okay. That wasn't too bad, really, was it? 199 steps just sounds horrendous. It sounds like a bad number. You know when you always see people making coffee and stuff on Instagram and on YouTube in their vans and everything's pristine like it's never been used? Yeah, there's none of that today. The cooker's an absolute state, the kettle needs cleaning, there's a bit of leftover dinner on the side, and that's how we're starting the day. And you know the seasons have changed when you wake up in the morning and you've got this thing on that you were wearing in the day and you look like some kind of handmaid or something. The new edition, under his eye. Under his eye. Very warm though, and when you've got a hood up at night, when it's cold, because we can't leave the heating on all night, everything will just run out, plus it's probably a little bit dangerous. I can sleep really well in this, and I think Stephen's the same. He hasn't had one up yet, but you notice, and I'm a really bad sleeper usually, that when I've got this over my head, I sleep so much better. It's like it blocks everything out, and it's something you can't really do in the summer because obviously it's too hot. So there's definitely one benefit to the colder months. The horror of our tea making continues as we add milk once again to the tea bag. In the cup. And thousands of people clutch their pearls in horror. Right, so there we have it, our delicious morning stew. But we don't like our tea strong, and it still tastes of tea. Look at that. Absolutely disgusting and shameful. And we absolutely love it.
Oh, you're making me move.
Because we gotta get up.
You haven't got to do anything.
Well, we haven't. We could just sit here in the cold, festering all day if you
I'm
like.
going to put the heating on. I'm going to sit here in the warmth, festering.
Alright. It's not like we haven't done that before, to be fair. So it is cold, but we've just kind of realised why. The door's been half open all night. It hasn't quite shut. I can see through it. Oh well, we survived. Hopefully nothing got in. I don't suppose it did. And the contrast, waking up to that today. Much nicer. So, what have we got on that we never use?
Our water heater.
The hot water.
Yeah. Takes about half an hour.
The only trouble is you have to wait for it.
For it to come through the tap.
Which is why we don't usually use it.
Thing is, in winter it's nice, like, to feel that warm water on your hands.
And just to be able to wash up properly for once instead of in cold water, although we do usually boil the kettle, don't we? And do it that way. So the question is that warm water or...
Yeah.
It is! Hot water coming out of the tap in our little van. Who'd have thunk it? Right, so we've packed the van up, we're all ready to go, and we're going to have one last little wander around Whitby, aren't we?
Yeah.
The weather's nicer today, of course it would be, as we're leaving. Yeah, I love it here. It is so pretty.
Yeah, we're going to have a look around the charities, and we're probably going to play Little Crazy Golf.
Little Crazy, yeah.
And then that's it, then we've got to go, because we've got to get to the supermarket before 4.
Let's go.
Let's go.
We want our lives to be like a dream, but we get stuck in reality. You feel the same, you know what I mean. Aren't you fed up? Aren't you curious? What we could do if we put some trust into ourselves before time is up. Take a leap of faith. Let's get lost in the night. Let's say yes to our lives and not be so damn predictable.
No! Stevie wins.
Let's add up the scores.
Well, we don't need to add it up. Let's just leave now, shall we?
6. Dan got
Oh, he's got to do it, hasn't he? Even though we know.
So Dan loses by 5 points.
God's sake. Right, so Stevie won the golf.
By 5 points.
5 points. But to be honest, it just wasn't my sort of course, you know. It wasn't really designed for my abilities. It was, you know, it's more of a kid's course. It just wasn't for me.
Face it, you just lost to a man with a dodgy eye with no depth perception.
I don't want to talk about it. Right, so that was Whitby. Did we like Whitby, Stevie?
Yeah, it was alright.
It was alright. That's a 9 out of 10 for him, basically. Okay, so we are going to find a park up for the night. We've just done some shopping, and yeah, we really enjoyed Whitby. Very outstanding, beautiful place, I thought. And Stephen thought it was alright, so that's good. And that's it. We're going to leave the video there.
Right, so we'll say goodbye. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and push that notification-y button thing.
Whatever that does. I mean,
Yeah, whatever it does, just give it a go.
just try it.
And that's it. See you on the next one.
See you
Thanks
on
for
the next
watching.
one. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
This